And we are live. Oh, look at me. Look at me. What a transition. I did it. I did it. It's been a year since I started streaming almost. And I didn't fuck up yet. That's the key thing. That I did not yet. Oh, thank you, Ender. Oh my god, 9 months. Holy crap. I love you. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Wow. It's been a while. How have you all been doing? I'm so sorry that I haven't been very consistent with my streams lately. It's been it has been a lot. I am not gonna lie. Not all bad. Not all bad. Mostly good, actually. Which why am I sounding so surprised by that? Like, why does that surprise me? That what is it about my life that is so telling that having it be mostly good is a something to talk about and celebrate. um, but it has been good. It's just been busy, and yeah, if you've been following me, if you know what I'm talking about, you already kind of understand why. But for those of you who are not familiar, who are not aware, your boy just got after almost a year of being unemployed, finally got a stable 9 to 5 job again, which is exciting. And yeah, that it's weird. Like after being a year away from like the regular workforce, partially because halfway through I was just like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna focus completely on my creative side. I'm not gonna focus too much on my job, and I have great support from my family. My dad especially was just like, yeah, you know what? Chase your dreams. You got this. You can do this. I'll support you until you know at least for a bit, just to see how far you can get, and based off of that, you can reassess. Because life's constantly changing. You always have to reassess things and reprioritize things. And he's like, until things change, where I'm at a decent spot in my life where I can support this, and no one else was there. Why did I come and work so hard if my kids can't chase their dreams? And I am not gonna lie, that touched me so hard. And that was the reason why I was able to have this 1 year of just being able to focus on all these creative ventures that I've been really into. But once again, yes, I do want to become famous. WJ Cayman 1388, but there's a good way to do it and a bad way to do it, and I apologize, but you have got to eat. Thank you, Ender, our wonderful moderator. By the way, Ender is our moderator, who's absolutely amazing. As you can see, they've been they've been with us for quite some time, and they're so wonderful. Shout out to all our moderators out there. If you are a streamer or a content creator, and even just having one great moderator changes the game so much, and I cannot begin to tell you how much I enjoy having Ender around. They're a great friend, they're a great moderator, and please, 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 support them if you can. If you can, provide bits. I do my best to pay my moderator, and the way I can do that is through our Patreon. So if you want to become a Patreon member and get access to a bunch of things, I'm doing really weird transition today, by the way. But if you are interested in supporting our channel and supporting what we do around here, and you also by de facto getting a lot of behind the scenes stuff, a lot of extra content that I normally don't either post on Facebook or Twitter or any of my social medias, or post it much later from them, so they get a little bit of a taste. Treat. I was in my head thinking treat and taste, and it just went teast, and I was just like, yeah. But anyways, go check us out over there. We're a great community. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. So hopefully I can do a better job and provide more as I become, even after a year of doing this, become a better content creator and a better community manager. But yeah, so, my dad was the one that supported me through all of this. But like I said, priorities change, life changes. And it came to the point where, unfortunately, things just were not sustainable anymore. And so I had to go back and start looking into the workforce again. And let me tell you, I think the only one who really understands the level of stress I was going through outside of my own family was Ender, because I would talk to them about it quite a bit. But when you dive deep into something new like this, especially when you're not really trained for there, I mean, who is trained to be a streamer or at any form of like social media influencer or content creator? You don't really have a lot of training, because it's not just a matter of, hey, it does work now. Oh, that's so exciting to see, Ender. For those of you who don't know, we finally gained enough followers on my YouTube channel that I can have a custom URL. And until now, we were just like a youtube.com/word vomit and numbers. But now we can finally have a custom little URL. Yay! But yes, anything you can't catch here on our live streams, we'll be going over there. We're slowly progressing and migrating all of our old content, that at least the ones that we have saved up, because Twitch only saves up till 60 days of old content. But all the things that we do have saved up will be slowly transitioning to our YouTube channel. So do go check that out. Do subscribe, and you can go ahead and catch some of all the other things I've done in the past on that channel. I'm not a great organizer, by the way, so I do apologize. I'm slowly getting better at organizing my content. So if you do go there and you're just like, what in the what? I'm sorry in advance, but we'll work together and we'll get there eventually. But yeah, funny enough, now that I mentioned that, the position I've applied for and have gotten into is technically a management position, but it is more people management than any sort of project management, which I feel I'm a lot better at. Especially, so the title that I applied for and I got is a Scrum Master position. And for those of you who are not in the software industry or the IT industry and are not, and to be fair, Ender, you manage yourself so well that I don't need to do anything. Like, you manage me. You're so well put together that you end up managing me, and that says a lot more about you than it does. Well, it also says a lot about me, but you that's a good thing. I don't need to manage you. See, I don't need to do anything because you're awesome. But yes, the position I applied for is a Scrum Master position. And for those of you who don't know what that is, Scrum Masters are, actually, I have to kind of step back a bit and also talk about a little something else, something called Agile. So in the workplace, in the IT workplace, there's two philosophies on how to approach the development of either software applications or a product, right? And you have the older method, which is called waterfall methodology, essentially, where it's kind of like your typical how someone might run a project, in the sense of your customers come to you, give you requirements, be like, hey, this is what we want. This is what we want you to create. This is how we are envisioning this. And so you take those requirements and you, from start to end, do what is on the requirements, and then present it at the very end to the customer. Be like, hey, this is what you asked for. This is what we created. But the thing with that process is that your customer is not aware of what you're doing until the very end, right? Once you finish, which is fine if it's a shorter project and it's easy to do a quick turnaround. But if it's something that takes time, right? If it takes sometimes months to even a year or two before you're complete, when you finally present that to someone, if you ever played a game called Telephone, you know that communication gaps happen. You have, when people, my dad loves to tell me this, when you try to, the communication, how it works is you think of something, that then gets to your mouth and you try to translate what you thought into a language that then goes through air or whatever medium you're trying to communicate on. So you have to make sure, or you have to be, hopeful that that is strong. And then finally, it gets to the ear of someone, which then needs to be translated. Hopefully, it's in the same language that they understand. And then once that's translated, it's then processed in their brain, and their brain is wired differently. Their experiences are different. So how they then interpret what you have said will change as well. So because there's so many variables on how someone might interpret something that is told to them, what your customer comes and gives you might not end up being what you actually create or what they actually want in the end. And by that point, it's been so long that now if you want to make any other changes, or if you want to make it from scratch again, you have to go through that entire process all over again, by which point market's changed. The market will have shifted, and maybe that product is no longer viable. And so that's how this is a little bit of an I'm sure I am what's the word, not an oxymoron, a hyperbole. It's a hyperbole, so it's a little exaggerated, but you can understand the gist of it, right? So now the other aspect to this is a newer methodology. And when I say newer, I'm talking about like in the last 20, 30 years, called Agile, where the entire process is about, okay, what is the bare minimum requirements that creates at least a basic testable product, right? For example, if you're thinking about a car, what are the base things that you need to make a car? You need a steering wheel, you need some wheels, you need a base, and you need an engine to help make it move. And obviously some way to stop it. And hi, Verve, I'm good. Today's a great day. We're going to eat cheese a little bit later. But before that, I'm boring people with my monologues. So if that is how you want to spend your Sundays, come be bored with me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But these are all required information I need to give you to now understand what I do as a job, right? What I will be doing as my job in the future. So in that situation, you now have a bare minimum requirement for a product that you can then push out in a much shorter period of time. And then you go to your customer like, hey, this is what we created so far. Is this good? Is this in the direction you want? And then the customer has the time to then give you feedback and go, oh, yeah, that's great. I really like this. This is an addition thing that we wanted. This is more, okay, maybe we can, this is not quite what we had envisioned. So this is what we meant. And then you can take that feedback and then in a very quick succession, make those changes and then show it again. So in Agile, that because it allows that, you have something instead of like months before you show your customer, what you then end up doing is trying to create something in a matter of weeks. So these weeks are called sprints, right? You have short sprints where you're given requirements, you work on those requirements, you create a product, and usually it's like a sprint is between 2 to 3 weeks, at the most a month. But typically a typical sprint is 2 weeks. So you have 2 weeks to create a product that is in close to what the requirements are. And then at the end of those 2 weeks, you then go back to your customer or your end user or your banking terminologies right now. Anyways, generally your customer, and be like, hey, this is what we created. They give you feedback. You have another sprint. You do another 2 weeks of changes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, until finally the product is ready. And this also allows for the customer to then come back and be like, hey, we noticed that in the marketplace, this thing is shifting in this direction. These are the new things that are becoming a bit more hot right now, and we would want these in our end product. So now it gives you that time to react to changes in the environment, react to changes in the marketplace. So that's the Agile version. And now, when it comes to my job as a Scrum Master, oh God, I did not expect to go so technical today. Anyways, I'm one half of the management of a Scrum team who deals in this sprint/agile environment. So the other half is called a product owner. So the product owner's job is to take those requirements from the customer, bring it to the team, and be like, and prioritize. Hey, these are what the customer wanted. This is number one, what they wanted. Number two, what they wanted. And as the list goes down, it becomes less and less of a priority. But the top ones, these are the things that they really do want, right? And they bring that to the team. The team then goes, okay, great. we can work on these things. And then my job as a Scrum Master is to be like, oh, okay, cool. These are your requirements. Do you have everything? Do you have all the things that you need to do the job? Are there any obstacles? Is there any way I can help you connect with the right people, or make sure you have the right resources to do this job in a timely manner? And then also through that, chart, I do a lot of charts. I will be doing a lot of charts on how the progress of the project is going. And then based off of that, make assessments, be like, hey, oh yeah, we're right on the mark. We are on the mark to make, at the end of the sprint, make the goal that we're trying to make. Or, oh no, we're a little off the mark. There's a reason, we're not quite meeting our goal. And with the trajectory we're going, we're not going to be able to meet the goal that we set ourselves up for. And then we have to ask, okay, why is that the case? What's the cause of this? Is it because our initial goal was unrealistic? Is it just because there's a lot of it's a lot more difficult than what we thought it was? Or do we not have the manpower? Do we not have the resources? Are there obstacles, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? So that is my job. And I really, the reason why I love it is because it's much more people oriented than it is project oriented. And it makes me a lot less of the bad guy, I feel, where I tend to be, it's more of, hey, I'm your friend. I'm here to help you. My job is to make sure your job is easier, rather than, berate you and go, why are you not meeting your goals? Why are we not hitting the project deadlines? What's going on? I just feel like it's a lot less of an aggressive approach and a lot more of a constructive type of a job, which is what I've always enjoyed all my life, right? And so that's the reason why I'm really, really, really excited for this position. Not to mention, it does kind of pay well. It's a management position, so it's, it pays well, and it also means, because it's a more of a management thing, I don't have to do technical stuff. I don't have to develop anything. I don't have to write any code of any sort. My job is to just keep track of people, which also is a tough job because people are unpredictable and can be quite a bit of an, thing to handle. So maybe it's not as easy as I'm thinking you're making it out to be. But I enjoy doing that sort of thing. And I'm hopefully through the last 1 year of interaction with me, you understood that was the direction my mentality goes. So that's why. Does that mean I get a pay raise if I can also after taking care of all of my bills and loans that I've built up? Yes, that does mean a pay raise, Ender. But what I think initially it's just going to be me just going and attacking my entire backlog of things that I need to take care of personally. There's so many things that are built up. Credit card bills that I have had to use to pay off things for. That's going to be a big thing to go through. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's in a nutshell what I will be doing as a Scrum Master. I know a lot of people had a question about that when I first posted that I got this job, because it's not a common thing. People know, oh, I'm going to be a manager, right? Oh yeah, okay, you manage things. But usually I feel as a man, just on its own as a manager, tends to have a more of a negative connotation to it, because the way people envision I as a manager is, oh, someone who's going to be micromanaging me, who's going to constantly be on my ass for doing things, who's going to, it's a lot of negative connotation. So I wanted to clear up when I say I'm going to be in a management position, what kind of a management position I'm going to be in, and why it's not called just a manager, but it's called a Scrum Master. Plus, I have the name Master in my title, okay? That just sounds so fucking awesome. I feel like Keyman, okay? And I'm in love with it. I'm in love with that concept. And hi, Dragon Gem, welcome. Hello. But yeah, like, I'm gonna go around telling people I'm a goddamn Scrum Master. I mean, I feel like that's maybe the reaction I'm hoping for, is people are going to be excited, but more so, I just feel people are just going to be confused. They're just going to be giving me a quizzical look, and it's like, you're just making up random titles now? Are we just making up fantasy titles for ourselves? Because if that's the case, they're gonna say some random bullshit. I'm sure people are gonna just be like, "Oh, I'm a grandmaster," and that actually sounds pretty badass. Anyways, I tangents. But yes, so that's my life now. That's the direction it's going. I'm excited. But which now also means that there'll be some changes, and I've touched upon this a little bit on my tweet and in the long blog post that I put out on my Patreon page. If you're interested, you could go check that out. It's public. Just thanking you all for the support and the encouragement that you've given me in the last 1 year. It's been a very interesting and enjoyable year, but I'm going to, and actually I've only heard Scrum, and that's it. That's where it comes from. Scrum Master, the Scrum part comes from the rugby term where everybody huddles together and makes a plan on what they wanted to do next on their next sprint, where because they sprint across this field to get to the goalpost, and sprints are short little bursts of speed that go off. And yes, that's exactly where the Scrum part comes from, and the term a sprint comes from. Yeah, so it does come from the rugby aspects of things, which was really cool for me to see, which also made it really hilarious because, like you said, when people think of Scrum, they think of a rugby player who's super buff and like athletic, and you have me, this unathletic, scrawny little, well, I'm not scrawny, unfit Indian dude in IT. But yes, that is exactly where it comes from. But yeah, what I was trying to say is I'm just so thankful for all of you for being a part of this journey with me, for helping me in the last 1 year cope with a lot of the difficulties in my life. I cannot express how important y'all were in making that last 1 year, what's the word I'm looking for? Manageable, enduring, because endurable, is that the word? You get the gist. I mean, just having people be so positive in our community and show me the way and forgive my little flaws and my little technical difficulties and be here every week to encourage what I'm doing while I'm enjoying it, and also be able to meet so many amazing, talented people in our community through all of this has been such a joy. Mind you, I'm saying this in past tense, not because I'm going to stop anytime soon in doing this. Just because I have a new job does not mean that I'm going to stop. I'm like, hey, this is a phase of my life. It's over, and this is the last stream. Surprise! No, that's not how it's going to go. It just means a little bit of a scheduling change up. I'm still trying to figure that out, and I think I won't really understand how I would like to proceed until I start my job, which is on May 3rd, by the way, which I don't know what's the word. Is it comeuppance? Not comeuppance. Not irony. Maybe coincidence. But it's literally to the dot 1 year from when I lost my job. I lost maybe off by a day. But I lost my job on May 3rd last year, and now I'm getting May 4th of last year. And then I got this new job, and I'll be starting May 3rd of this year, which is absolutely exciting. And something weird about that, like it's almost exactly to the year, which, gives me the allowance to say, hey, I had a great 1 year hiatus from the workforce. Where was I going with this? Where was I at with scheduling. So once I start May 3rd, I'll be starting. I'll need a little time to kind of just adjust and understand what my schedule will be like. And then based off of that, we'll adjust all the different streams I have. Obviously, the ones that are going to stay to this and stick to the schedule would be my Wednesday Storytime stream, which is the one where my dad and I sit down together. And, well, mostly my dad sits down and I'm behind the camera, making sure things are going smoothly. And he narrates various Indian mythologies and talks about all of our different stories and folklore. Specifically, right now we're going through the Ramayana, which is this one of the major epics of two epics that which is really weird because I guess you could, yeah, it's the big epic that has a lot of smaller epics and stories that are mixed into it, because usually that's around the same time that all this has happened. And usually, because in the past we believe human beings and gods lived, well, gods are immortal, and then human beings lived thousands of years. These stories take place over a long period of time, and therefore there's a lot of content in just that one thing. So but yes, we're going through the Ramayana, which is this epic about King Rama, who is one of the avatars of our god, one of our gods, Vishnu. That's also where, by the way, the word avatar comes from, avataram, which is a Sanskrit word for form, or taking up a form, a different form. And so yeah, if that's something you are looking forward to, if that's something that you enjoy doing, do check us out there. I know Ender just pinged me saying that they've uploaded a lot of our older storytime content on our YouTube. I just need to go double check and make sure everything's okay before I make it public. But if you want to go back and check that out, that'll be up on our YouTube very soon. And then every Wednesday we do it live. So come check us out there. 12 episodes. You're amazing. I know we did do 2 episodes that are a recap episode because we had a big hiatus in between, I think during the holiday season when I was out in India for my brother's wedding. So I think there was like about a month or 2 where we didn't have any content for that. So we did a two-part recap of the story so far. So if you're a little apprehensive about going back and watching all those videos, you just need to find the ones that are the 2 recap videos, and I'll catch you up on everything, and then you can go from there to the rest of the episodes. But yeah, so that's going to stay the same every Wednesday at 6 p.m. And then this stream, Chai stream, it will be on Sundays still at 9, around 9. I keep saying I try my best to stick to my schedules. I fail miserably when it comes to this, but I do try. And the last 2 weeks kind of have been a bit difficult to do, I'm not going to lie. But usually around 9 a.m. on Sundays is when we have our Chai stream. I labeled them as recap. Yay! You're awesome, Enter. Thank you. There you go. So yeah, the ones that are labeled as recaps, you can go check those out and get caught up of the story. And then from there, go on and see it. And not only is it about just narrating those stories, right? Because anybody could do that. Anybody could just read a book or and read it for themselves, these stories. But what I love about the way my dad does it is not only does he narrate the story, but then he goes deep into the meaning behind it and why a character would do something that they did, or what the meaning of the words that were said, as well as talk about how that applies to our life. No, I'm just talking. Hi, baby. Oh my God.
Did you finish this?
No, I haven't started yet. That's going to be the finale. No, don't eat my cheese. Oh, no. Not that. No, that's, yeah, finale. It's a finale thing. You must understand. My love. That was my wife, by the way. Sorry about that outburst, but I love my wife. She was, first off, she brought me lunch, and I didn't even ask for it yet, and she was awesome, and she's like, here's some lunch. And on top of that, when I mentioned that I was going to have, I want to taste she tried it before me, and that's fine. You know what? That's fine, because she's awesome and she deserves it, and it's fine. She didn't give me her thoughts. She just kind of ran out. So I don't know how it tastes like, which means I will be able to experience that with you all here. But she also lovingly cut up some of the cheeses into small pieces. Hey, that rhymed. And also gave me some little accoutrements, some hors d'oeuvres. Is that the right term? But anyways, some accompaniments with the cheese that I can try them with, which is absolutely wonderful. So I am looking forward to that. I will get to that very shortly, and also my lunch, because that looks delicious and I really want it. What the fuck was I on about? Why do I lose my train of thought so quickly? Oh, yes. Story time. But yes, so my dad, really goes into how these stories affect and influence our Indian mentality and affect all of what we do and how we think in our day-to-day lives. And usually, from what I see, and hopefully you who have watched our show agree with this, people really enjoy that, and they found a lot of um, a lot of meaning from it, a lot of things that they could take away from what he has said in the past. So I read the Ramayana in college. It will be cool to hear it from your dad. We'll make sure to check out those videos. Thank you. Yes. See, like, and I totally. First off, that's amazing. Not many people knew about these stories for a long time, and those who got a chance to get exposed to it prior to that, that makes me happy. But I feel like even myself, right, being immersed in my culture all my life, when I read it, the takeaways that I got, because I read it more of just like a storybook, right? You don't really read into it at that age. Well, first off, I read it when I was young, so my mindset was different. And then on top of that, when I read it kind of like a storybook. So you don't really go into those sort of the things thinking about how what the meaning behind all of this is. You just were like, oh, cool fight scenes. Oh, cool god powers. Oh, cool adventure. So you don't really get that when you read it on your own. But that's all you get when you read it on your own most of the time. But even myself, listening to my dad talk about these stories and explain them, I learned so much from just that. So hopefully, because I was able to pick up so much, those who are not as exposed will be, when they read it or not read it, when they listen to him talk about it, get a lot more out of it as well. So yeah, that's how we're approaching that. That's how he approaches it. So our goal is to get through the Ramayana and let me tell you, there's so much more to it that my dad still needs to cover, which is what makes it exciting, because there's so much more content that we can talk about. And then once that ends, we still have the other epic that India is familiar or constantly on about, which is the Mahabharata, which is also an epic, and it's a different sort of an epic. I love Mahabharata. I love the Ramayana as well, but I think my preference is the Mahabharata more, and so I'm super excited to hear him talk about that and narrate that. So yeah, so that is going to remain the same every Wednesday. My chai streams are going to remain the same every Sunday. I still will be a part of all of the live shows that I'm a part of on other people's channels. So I'll still be every Tuesday on Void, on Unmade Gaming's channel, where we play Coriolis. And then now every Friday I'm on Trooper S. I always blank his last parts. Trooper, why do you have something so hard to remember for me? Like, okay. Trooper SJP, there it is. Trooper SJP, also known as Academic Foxhole, amazing DM, absolutely talented. And I just did episode 2 of the game that we're part of, called the City of Light, City of Light and Shadow, which is essentially a alternate reality or alternate fiction retelling of the 1940s during World War II through our characters' perspectives. We're a bunch of French revolutionaries in 1942 or 1940s France, in Paris, and it's super fun. I get to play a character called the Prince. Prince. You see, I'm so terrible with names. Prince Pritham Singh. Who's I'm falling in love with the more I play him so much. And we have I joined them season 3, like halfway through their season 3. I think we only have 4 more episodes. But there is talks of a season 4, and if we do have a season 4, there's a lot of content, a lot of historical content through the perspective of an Indian person of that time that I would love to explore. And Trooper has mentioned how he's so excited to try himself. Babai? Oh, hey, dudes. Hey, wait, who is this? Mad M Ask Kudri? Someone who's calling me Babai. Who? So Babai is uncle. So is one of my family members on? Hi. Oh, that's exciting. Hello. Now I'm not nervous at all. But yeah, so I'll be welcome. Thank you for joining us today. And yeah, you could just text me if you're uncomfortable saying who you are, because I'm sorry, I don't know which one of my cousins or family members this is. Um, uh, but yeah, I'll be playing this character, and I'm excited to see how we interact with each other, and how this story will progress. Whereas the one on Coriolis, I play a giant, buff, amazing priestess of a woman named Alia El Sabir. Not sure why did I say sure. Alia El Sabir, and it's set in space. So that I'm still excited to continue that. Although we are on our final season, unfortunately. We do have, like, I think 9 more episodes to go for this season before the story ends. So unfortunately, that will be the end, at least for now, until maybe more content is put out for the Coriolis, the that game. But this will be our final season, and I'm super, super excited to see how it goes. So yeah, things like that. Any one shots. I have a couple other things lined up, other long term games that I might be a part of very soon lined up. So I'm very excited for those. So those are all will be there. The ones that will be just adjusting would be my uh my morning game streams, like the gaming streams, the video game ones. So I'll just need to figure out when I can fit those in, how I'll fit those in. I still want to do my little learn streams for my patrons, which I've been having a blast with and learning a lot from. Once again, it's just a matter of adjusting timings for those as well. But anyways, enough of me yapping. I think we can approach the main attraction of today's stream. Thank you for sticking around with me while I ramble on about various things, and be like, fucking just eat the goddamn cheese. I feel you, because I've been eyeing this cheese this entire time, and I've been, I think I've been doing a great job holding on and not eating, especially when my wife tried to force feed it to me. But anyways, for those of you who don't know what the hell I'm talking about and think I'm some sort of a deranged person, I bought this fabulous cheese. Let me see if I can get it close to all of you. There we go. So my wife and I went on this little road trip yesterday to Tillamook, which is a small town in northeast or northwest. Brother-in-law. Wait, what? Oh, wait. That narrows it down some. Are you Bamar? Hello. There's still so many people who call me things. You're not helping me. But anyways, we went on this little road trip with my wife and some other family members to Tillamook, which is this amazing farming area in northwest Oregon. Right on the Highway 101. It's a scenic highway, or byway is what they call it, that goes literally all across the coast of the West Coast. So you can literally take that highway from Canada all the way down to like basically the Canadian border down to the Mexican border. So you can go through all 3 western states of Washington, Oregon, and California if you wanted to. The other one is I-5, which is more of a central highway. So it goes from the center of all 3 states, from Canada all the way down to San Diego, or to the border of Mexico. And I personally prefer, if I can, the Highway 101 route, because even though it takes longer. Oh, hey guys. Oh, hey guys. Hello. Oh, wow. It's really late. Why are you awake? Why are all of you awake? Don't you guys just want to sleep? But is this really how you want to spend your evening? But anyways, thank you for joining me. Oh, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. But yes, anyways, so we went on this trip. Yeah, I have my family on. Hey. Hi, everybody. We went on this trip there, and then we went on this highway, Highway 101. And if anybody comes to the West Coast, highly, highly, highly recommend a drive on this highway, because it's absolutely beautiful. You literally, as you're driving, on one side have the ocean, and on the other side a bunch of like green mountains, because West Coast, especially Northwest, is known for its greenery. We have a lot of evergreen trees there, so they do not molt, they do not change colors during the winter season or lose their leaves in the winter season. um, so it's absolutely wonderful because things still feel alive while you're driving on that, compared to like any other place that doesn't have evergreen trees, where all the leaves have just fallen and the trees do look dead. But also, what I love about that is, hi Najra, welcome. What I also love about here in Pacific Northwest is because we have all four distinct seasons happen. So we do get snow, we do get rain, we do get sunshine, and I guess fall, which would mean, yes, we do have color, trees that change color out here as well. So anytime you are on that drive, you can drive that during any season and you'll still have an absolutely wonderful experience. So anyways, we went up that, went to Tillamook. There's a cheese factory there because Tillamook is known for their dairy and for their cheeses. And you can go and take a tour. They have a little glass wall on top of a platform that you can get on, and then all around you see their cheese making process. You see all their machinery, and you see the milk going to, well, you don't see the milk because it's all nice tightly sealed environment. They have big tankers where the milk then goes through, gets processed, and then eventually turns into cheese. Used to be, before COVID, you also then got to taste the various types of cheeses that they offer, which is my absolute favorite. Unfortunately, because of COVID, they stopped the cheese tasting aspect of it. So hopefully, once this pandemic ends, we can go back to normal and have, well, whatever is normal anyways, in certain aspects, and have those cheese tasting sessions. Which is, I love it. I love it so much. Anyway, so while I was there, they have a little store where you can buy their cheeses and other, materials, other like souvenirs, whatnot. And they had this wall of artisanal, like the cheesemakers' preference cheeses, and on it were cheeses from. So usually they only have in the regular stores that you go to, because they then process this, package it, and then send it out across the country to various stores. Usually when you go to the stores, the most aged cheese that you can find there is a 2-year aged cheddar. I think it's like a 2-year aged white cheddar cheese that they offer while there. So that's the most you could, and that's as much as I thought I will ever get the chance or the privilege of tasting, until I came to this store and I walked up to that wall and I just was like, there's such a thing as a 10-year age. So they had from 2010 all the way until 2018. So they had the artisanal, the cheesemaker selection versions all the way from 10 to 2018. I think they were missing 2012 because they were just out of it. And I saw that wall and I just realized I just had entered heaven, because for those of you who don't know, I love cheese. I enjoy cheese a lot. And it's really, really funny because in America, I feel, and outside of, in the European countries and everything, we are spoiled in the sense of how many options we have in terms of cheese, because my wife would tell me how until she married me and moved to the United States, cheese to them in India literally means one type of cheese. Cheese is cheese. It's not a category. It is a item. When you say cheese, it's one of those sliced deli slices of white-looking cheese that is processed, that you put on sandwiches, and it has a different taste. It's not really, and I think the only other cheese is paneer, but we don't really consider it as a type of cheese, I guess, because it doesn't have the same qualities as most cheeses do. It doesn't melt. It doesn't, it is made from dairy. It's not really fermented. It's not, kept out to ferment over a long period of time and get any other flavor outside of the very mild paneer flavor that you get. So that's all we have. So we don't really ever consider that as cheese. It's paneer. So when we say cheese, it's that processed slices, not even like the American cheese that is yellow. It's this white cheese that you put on bread and it melts, and it has its own distinct flavor. So when my wife found out there's hundreds of different types and that cheese is a category, she was blown away. And I was blown away when I was able to grab this little bad boy. I contemplated it. This tiny little block of 10-year-old cheese is $25. It was $25 to buy this thing, right? And I am ready to see if my purchase was worth it. I personally think so. I think it's going to be exciting. So here we are, finally, after almost nearly an hour of me yapping away and just randomly talking about random crap that none of you came on here to talk, listen on. And I specifically marketed this entire stream about me eating cheese. Here we are in the last few minutes of our stream, me eating cheese. But before we get to the main attraction, I thought it would be best to kind of prepare my palate, so to speak. Before I jump into the deep end, I would love to kind of ease myself into it. And by doing what we're planning to do, or I'm planning to do, is I got these little slices of their 15-month aged cheddar cheese. So I'm going to try that first. I've already had it, but I just want to kind of, introduce it to my tongue again. And I love that flavor. It's a nice, nutty cheddar flavor. I enjoy that so much, so much. But it's strong because it's 15, and it's really cool because you honestly, because I've had your, 6-month aged, 12 months aged, 15 months, 18 months, and then even the 2-year ones. And you would definitely can tell the difference in flavor and how stronger it gets. And this is already pretty strong. So like, and usually what they say is a good strong cheese goes really, really well with like either a type of fruit. So let me try it with some apple. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a good combo. By the way, once again, shout out to my wife for preparing all this for me because I was running around trying to get things ready. And then she was like, the one thing you're professional about is cheese. I will accept that. I love cheese. And I will accept, although it is not well deserved because there's so many types of cheeses out there that I have yet to try. But we had cheese pav bhaji today. Wow. Oh, that's exciting. I would love that. But if my brother is watching this, he'll know what I mean when I say that the cheese in India is absolutely different. And it's not, honestly, I'm sorry, I don't consider it cheese. It's like having the American processed slices of cheese. I mean, they're delicious. They go really well in grilled cheese sandwiches, and they're engineered to have a specific consistency and melting like consistency, which I do enjoy in my grilled cheese sandwiches. But they're not. They're too engineered to be cheeses. No. So I can't wait. Hopefully, there's actually a cheese shop in India now. Now that India has a lot of foreign influences there. Hi, Pratusha. I now know who this is. Hi. I love you guys. But yeah, I'm hoping, and Ankit, if you're watching or listening in on this, or Pratisha, if you're here, go take, if there's a cheese shop with multiple different types of cheeses that people can try, go take the rest of the family there so they can try out different types of cheeses, because until you really try that out, you're not living life. You're not. And the cheese that we think of in India is not really cheese. I'm sorry to say. Y'all need to be exposed to the greatness that is multiple types of cheeses. Anyways, now that I've had that palate introduction, let me try a little bit more again of the 2-year or the 15-month. My parents say anything more fermented than paneer. Oh no, it's an acquired taste. I'm not gonna lie. Pungent cheeses are an acquired taste. Okay, so I've tried and tasted the 15 months one, and I'm gonna take a big piece. I'm gonna go. So here is the 10-year aged cheese. So actually, I kind of want to smell it too. Ooh, that is funky. That is strong smelling. It's stronger definitely than Oh yeah, that's good. Why do I sound like a drug addict? Okay, sorry. Here we go. Ooh. Oh wow. Oh yes. Okay, that is delicious. Holy crap. Mmm. There's actual crystals of flavor that have formed in the cheese that when you eat it and then you crunch into them, it just bursts out. And wow, I was expecting it to be really funky and really strong in flavor, that it would just be overpowering. But it's almost kind of it has that nutty cheddar flavor, but there's a little bit of sweetness that comes from it. It's kind of fruity also in that sense. Wow. Oh god damn. I am now regretting eating that because now I really just constantly want it in my life because it's that good. Holy crap. $25 a month cheese habit. Oh god. Oh god. I cannot, that is not an affordable lifestyle choice that I can do. Unless, and here's a plug, unless even with a new job, okay? Even with a new job, priorities. As much as I want to make cheese, I want to make cheese eating, $25 a month cheese eating thing a priority and something that is consistent that I can do. My job at this point cannot cut that sort of a lifestyle. My job and my personal family financial situation will not allow me, and it also just my Indian mentality just makes it much more difficult. We are a bunch of really cheap minded people in the sense of like we love savings. We're like, why pay for something $25 when I can get the same, well it's not the same thing, but I could get cheese for $3. Cheese is cheese, which is not true at all. And this tells you this is constantly punching me in the face saying you are an absolute idiot. It is not. It's worth the $25 for sure. But new cheese, support me at $3 a month to help me fund my cheese habits. Oh god, that's so good. Oh, that is really good. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna try it with the apple slice now, just to kind of I want to try it with apple slice, but at the same time, I just want to enjoy it on its own. But we must, for sake of experimentation. Mm. Oh my god, that is so good. Wow, wow. I feel like what's his face? Owen Wilson. Wow, just a lot of wows. Wow, 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 wow. It's a terrible impersonation, and I'm sure you're probably hating me for this, but that's really how I feel like now. It's like a bunch of Owen Wilsons going off in my mouth. That came out really wrong. I regret saying that. Oh man, what is wrong with me? This is so good. This is so delicious. Oh, I actually haven't had anything with the crackers yet. Let me try it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try one of the uh, slices with or people with that. Mmm. Oh my god. I know that's Ankit. I know now that's Ankit. And listen, man, when you come back home, I'm gonna make you taste this cheese because I'm not trying to. I'm trying not to over exaggerate. All right, but I'm telling you, this shit is delicious. Holy crap! Wow. Like, and the other thing too, right? When you think of cheddar, you think it's kind of more a bit more pliable. It's not really like it's a little springy. It's not like a soft cheese, right? It's good for melting later on. I mean, you can use it also, and it's a strong flavored cheese. And that's what I was expecting. But I know you. I listen. I know how you speak to me, all right? And no one else tells me or talks to me the way you talk to me. You're my brother. I've known you your entire life. How do I not know when you're talking to me? Okay? I know that's you. um but yeah, I love you, by the way. Say it back. Say it back, you bastard. But um when it comes to cheddar, right? There's a certain consistency that you expect from it, or in the taste of like how it like the pliability of it. That is not here at all. Like this literally feels so soft. It's like it's a different types of cheese, like a completely different type of cheese. And I was kind of fearing eating it on its own because I was like, oh my god, I'm just gonna be so it's gonna be so overpowering that I won't be able to enjoy it. No, not even my own goddamn brother. Listen, it's a thing that we have, and he likes to mock me for it. And I tell him I love you whenever we talk, like end our phone calls, and he's like, he basically Han Solos me. All right, he Han Solos me consistently, and I despise him for it because he doesn't tell me he loves me back, and that makes me sad. Wow, I'm just divulging our entire dynamic out in the open, aren't I, Ankit? Haha. Anyways, but yeah. Oh man. I think that's all I can really say about this, except just keep going Owen Wilson on all of y'all. But I mean, I don't know if I can have regular cheddar cheese anymore. It's that good. I'm so excited to try this on various things. Like it almost feels blasphemous to have this in anything else except for on its own, because I'm like right at now at this point thinking, can I make mac and cheese from this? Can I make grilled cheese sandwich from this? Maybe if I add it. No, don't fall. Oh, I'm gonna save that for a bit later. I'm a messy boy. I'm being messy. But like it feels almost blasphemous to want to use this for anything else but by itself. But I'm excited to try this in like pasta or like mac and cheese or like some grilled cheese sandwich or something. But what they said, thank you. And screw you, Ankit. I still love you. You asshole. Like, okay, now I'm actually scared to go back to the 15-month cheese. Let me try that again. Yeah, no. Yeah. It's still good, but there's a marked difference in between these two. Like this still has a little bit of that bitter aftertaste that you get from cheddar, which is completely gone in the 2-year aged one. Yeah. It's also a little salty. Oh. Ankit, Pratusha, when you come back home, y'all need to try this cheese. It's so good. Wow. Yeah, I can't. It feels blasphemous to eat anything else after that. Like I can't. I'm not. Even though, see, like this says 15-month aged, which normally is a mark of a very well aged cheese, right? I cannot go back to that. I just can't. It's not enough. It's not good enough anymore. I have now so many regrets and so much joy in buying this. You're gonna spend the rest of your days looking for cheese recipe. Yeah. Actually, that's probably what's gonna end up happening when I come. Yeah. It's not. Did I say if or did I say when? Because at this point, it does sound like an if, doesn't it? With everything else that's going on. I miss you all. Come back home. I miss you both so much. Come home. Either or. But yeah, I don't know what else I can say outside of. I mean, if this stream will continue, it's literally me just going to be like staring at this cheese and wishing the stream ends so I can eat more of it. Honestly speaking. Oh, hi, Maka. Welcome. Is that how I pronounce that? I've always wanted to ask you. Is that how you pronounce it? Hopefully, I'm saying it correctly. But but yeah, I honestly keep going. It's entertaining. My wife, by the way, my wife told me that she counted how many pieces she broke apart off of this, just so I don't eat all, because she doesn't trust me when it comes to delicious food, because she knows how much of a glutton I am, and I will try and respecting her decision and her request to not eat this whole thing on stream, as much as that would be entertaining and as much as that would, excuse me, be satisfying for me. Um, ooh, cheese burps. And I'm so glad no one else can smell that. But uh yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm in cheese heaven. I'm not gonna lie. Um, it literally is. I cannot describe to you more on how delicious this is. If you have the opportunity to get yourself a sample of this, or get yourself, or be able to purchase this, I know they sell it online, but the problem is that it's already, first off, it's $25 to buy it, and then on top of that, it's, I think when we looked it up, it was $15 to get it shipped to us in the States, and or at least down to Portland, which that makes me wonder how much more it would be if it were to ship elsewhere. But $15 for this, really? I mean, it's worth it, but really, why do you have to milk me so much more from my money? Um, why do you have to be so tasty? Goddamn. But being here in Portland, Oregon means that it's just a quick hour and a half drive up there, and then another quick hour and a half drive back down to Portland. A 3-hour drive, worth it to get myself, this wonderful cheese in the future. But hi, Sin, welcome. Oh man, hi, Synaptic. But yeah, if you ever are in Oregon and you get the chance to go all the way up to Tillamook to buy some cheese, I highly recommend getting this bad boy. Ooh. And Tillamook already has a reputation for making great cheese, right? They're a award-winning cheese maker here in the United States. It's what they're known for. And so their regular cheese is already pretty tasty. And it's not your usual, American processed cheeses. So it's known for its quality. It's known for how good it tastes. And then on top of that, when you try this bad boy out, and when I tell you that their regular cheeses is no longer worth my time and effort, goes to show you how good this is. And so Tillamook, God damn it, just sponsor me, because clearly I'm a fan and I will hype the shit out of you all. Just please sponsor me so I can keep just talking about cheeses on my shows. Oh man, I'm coming off as a lunatic. But I am, and that's fine. Everybody, I think, is a little. Hi, pronouns. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Be a cheese maniac. Do it. Go ask for a sponsor. If you ever happen to be in Wisconsin, let me tell y'all, that sounds, you're offering me a great time, and I'm having a hard time refusing right now. But unfortunately, because of the current circumstances, I have to be careful about where I go and how I travel. As long as it's something controlled, I would absolutely love that. And I'm doing my best, but I feel like I fail a little bit already as it is. But they absolutely agree on caliber of Tillamook, right? Yeah. See, but I feel like I might be a little biased, obviously, and I might just be a little bit. I don't know if I have enough experience trying various cheeses to say that it's comparatively that great. I think it is, but I'm sure someone who lives in a different cheese known region might disagree with me. The other time I enjoyed eating cheese, being in a place that has options as in forms of cheese, was when I went on my trip to Europe back in 2016, and I was in Amsterdam, and I went into a cheese shop, and I would visit Amsterdam just to go back to that cheese shop. I'm not gonna lie. Like, great country, great city. I love the Netherlands, beautiful place. But if all it means the next time, next time I can visit, and all I will be able to do is visit that cheese shop and eat cheese, and then have to go back again home, I would do that. I will take that flight. I will take that 16-hour flight there to eat cheese, and then come back because it was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. Um, cheese and ice cream from oh yeah, and their ice cream. Babs, let me tell you. Like, they absolutely deserve an award for their ice cream because that is some of the creamiest, most delicious tasting, flavorful, natural tasting. It doesn't have that unnatural ice cream flavors that you get from the store. Ice cream that I've ever had. Dear Lord, that was great. And we got two different types. One was a toffee crumble, and the other is a Marionberry pie flavor. And we kind of all shared it and tried it out. But let me tell you that Marionberry pie was... So for those of you who don't know, Marionberries are a specific type of berry that you can get here in Oregon, and only, I think, in Oregon. It's not very well known around anywhere else in the country that I am aware of. I think it's a cross between... What was it a cross between? I think like a raspberry and... I don't know. Let me look. Let me quickly... What is Marionberry again? Marionberry. There we go. The Marionberry is a cultivar of blackberry developed by the USDA ARS breeding program in cooperation with Oregon State University, a cross between the Chalem and Olali varieties. It is the most common form of blackberry cultivated. Okay, so it is a blackberry. Okay. Oh, it's a blackberry. I thought it was like something on its own, completely different. But it does have a different flavor. And they have a Marionberry pie flavor there. So if you ever come to Oregon, the unique flavor of Oregon that you need to try is a Marionberry flavor on anything. So like ice cream, pies, any form of dessert. Any dessert shop or bakery that you go to will have a Marionberry thing or item there. And I would recommend trying it because that is something that's unique to Oregon. And I don't think that's anywhere else in the world that people can talk about. I don't even think we actually like ship it out of the states when it's in season. Yeah, exactly. Are you asking me when is it in season? So I think it's in season during our fall time. That's when our blackberries start to ripen. So around like October, end of September, October. It is usually the time where blackberries are in season. I think. Let me double check. I could become... Wait. Oh, actually. Difference between blackberries and Marionberries. There we go. And summertime. Actually, summertime. I lied. Summertime is almost here, and with it comes a bounty of everyone's family of fruits, berries. So yeah, summer. I was wrong. Why did I think it was fall? I swear, I thought it was in fall that we have blackberries bloom. You were just across from the... Hey, there you go. Come on down. So you're in Washington then. Okay. Both members of the blackberry family. However, while common blackberries is a species that has been around for thousands of years, the Marionberry is a recent hybrid of two other types of blackberries. The look and taste slightly different. Our Marionberries are often described as having a complex, rich, and earthy flavor that is both sweet and tart. Compared to a common blackberry, Marionberries also have a firm texture, which allows them to be shipped better. However, very few Marionberries leave the state as Oregonians go crazy for them each summer. So there you go. So that's the reason why. You probably don't know much about Marionberries, because we hoard those things and we never let it leave our state. Why does that make us sound like we're addicts? That's fine. I'll be addicted to Marionberry. But yeah, there you go. A little bit of a history of Marionberry. But yeah, anyways, I have rambled on enough about cheese and fruits and what combinations go well. And I want to have more of this. That was good. Thank you. Thank you for coming into my life. Thank you for not making me feel guilty about making a $25 cheese purchase, because you are absolutely worth it. You are now my new best friend. We're going to have fun together. There are worse things to be addicted to than Marionberries. Very true. I mean, I don't know what else I can tell you all about what I'm of the cheese experience. I can't have my lunch, which looks absolutely delicious. And I feel like I'm gonna be a little spoiled now because the cheese was so good. And even though this is home cooked and my wife made it, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, it's still delicious. Okay, I have not been ruined. But I don't know what else I can talk about, guys. Hotels about lunch. So my wife made me a dish called poha. It's like a rice-based dish. Like you guys ever had like those flattened rice that has been slightly puffed? That's essentially what poha is. So you take those, or I think they're called atkulu when they're uncooked. Atkulu is basically you take rice, you flatten it out, and it comes in like these tiny little wafers. And the way we do it is we hydrate it, and then add like spices like turmeric and chili and a bunch of different things like like cooked potatoes, nuts, coriander, specifically cashews is what we. Oh, I love cashews. Cashews are delicious. Hmm. But yeah. So it's a great. Usually, it's not like it's like a more of a breakfast dish, but which can also be had for lunch or for dinner as well. Usually, though, we enjoy it as kind of more of a. I wouldn't even call it a main dish. Usually for lunch or dinner, it's kind of more of either a treat or as a kind of like supper slash brunch sort of a thing. But no, poha is puffed. The other is flat. I lied. Puffed rice. It's not. It doesn't look very. It looks more flat. Am I mixing this up? Pratisha, help me. Is this not poha? I don't. Oh, my camera is blowing things out of proportion, overexposing it. Maybe you can't tell. I'll send a picture to you, and you can tell me which one I'm talking about. Atkul poha kada? No, atkul poha ankunane. I could be wrong. Sorry. But anyways, and then she made me this almond chutney. Then I don't know, man. She says you can make both. See, ha. I knew it. I was not wrong. I was not completely right, but I was not wrong, and that's what that matters. By the way, for those of you who are new to my channel or new to the chai time stream, there's really no formula or structure to this. It's literally about talking and doing whatever we want. Half the time we're listening to Bollywood music. So there you go. So if you're looking for something, you do it. If you're looking for something, yeah, see, it's flat. I was right. It was flat. I was right. Ha! Atkulu is flat. I knew it. So yeah, and I did have in the future some content I wanted to go over in terms of like culture and Indian culture and things. So we'll get to that. I just want to make sure that I give it proper amount of time. However, yeah, I think honestly, I do have family members below who are waiting for me, and it is a Sunday, so I do want to give them enough time and spend time with them. With that being said, thank you all so much for joining me today. I absolutely enjoyed, as long as we're not coming up with a GCE, if you remember what that's. Gross Canadian Economy? I don't know. What does GCE stand? Why does that sound familiar? What does that stand for? If you remember what that stands for. I am sorry. My memory is absolutely terrible. Gross concept error. Oh. Isn't that a statistics or no? That's a statistics thing, right? Or I don't know. I was US nuked. Oh my god. Oh god, that was so. Listen, you're asking me about something that I did back in 2009, 2010. It's been a decade since I touched on that. Nearly a decade. So why would you bring up those memories? Why? Oh, hey, I got out in 2010. I dumped half that shit out of my head. What was I was Division 42. but I don't remember what class I was. I think it was 42, class 42. I was in 07 to 010, to 2010. Oh, okay. I was so I joined November 2009 and I got out June 2013 is when I got out. But yeah. Those were fun times. Well, fun's a strong word. Interesting times. Interesting times. But anyways, I do want to go spend some time with my family. We do have a little bit of a trip later today that we're doing. I think we're just trying to pack in as many little road trips as we can before I start my job, because I don't know how things are going to be or how hectic things are going to be once I start. So we're going to go to the Tulip Festival today. That's our plan. Every year around end of April, early May, the tulips bloom, and there's a bunch of tulip farms nearby that you can go to, and there's one specifically that I love visiting, and so my wife and I and my entire family are planning on going there after like in the evening time is what we're planning on doing. So oh yeah, 100% there's gonna be pics. As far as long as if there's gonna be professional pictures, that just really depends on how much effort I want to put in and how much equipment I want to carry. I might just take my regular camera and just do a couple photos there, but usually I might end up just doing some, because there's going to be a lot of my family that are going, and so it might just be a cell phone shot. But yeah, anyways, thank you all so much for joining me today. This was an absolute joy. Thank you for bearing with me on the first half while I rant on about what I'll be doing on my new job and all the random things that I was gonna. So just regular. I want to see flowers. Okay, yeah, 100%. Oh yeah, 100%. There's gonna be a bunch of pictures. But yes, thank you for joining me today. I enjoyed it, and like I said, me having a new job does not mean I'll be stopping myself from streaming. So no need to worry about that. Have no fear. KP11 Studios is still going to continue. We're still going to have streams. We're still going to have a lot of fun in the future. It's just a matter of shuffling things around a little bit to make sure I'm accommodating my new job and my new lifestyle. So that way, nothing is left on the wayside. So that being said, look forward to those announcements. Look forward to those change-ups. If you do want to support me and support this channel, please consider joining our Patreon. It's only $3 a month at the start, and just those $3 will already get you a lot of behind the scenes access. A lot of if I do a photo shoot, usually I post the behind the scenes shoots there, my before afters, my edits and all that go up there first. So, and the time zone between you and your mom. Oh yeah, Ender is in another country altogether, and we have a big time zone. So please go and support Ender for all the things by joining us on our channel, because you joining us on Patreon helps me help support Ender and pay them for their amazing work that they do all the time. So please go and take care of Ender. Help me pay my mod who's so talented. So yeah, you can go do that by going on our Patreon. Go check out our YouTube channel if you want to catch up on any earlier streams that you might have missed in the past and is no longer available on our Twitter. Go subscribe there. We'd love to see you on top all the way over there. And that being said, the other way you can support us is I can start doing this now. I completely forgot. I need to set this up a little bit. But your boy is an affiliate of Dice Peeps why am I blanking the names of my peeps? Dungeons. Why am I blanking names of everything I do? Oh no. Die Hard Dice. Listen, you could be my best friend in the whole world. I will still forget your name half the time. My memory bank for names is tiny, like this small. So, and it has nothing to do with how good of a person or good of a company or good of whatever you are, or how close we are. There will be moments where I will blank your name and be like, that person, that thing, that these moments will happen. So please, please, please do not take my terrible memory as equivalent to how much I care for something, because that is not how it is at all. Which is, yes, I was going to do that. Now that I remembered, I'm going to go create a D&D command as well for it. But if you are a dice goblin, if you enjoy sparkly little, number gems, go check out Die Hard Dice. They are an absolutely wonderful, amazing, talented dice making company, and they were generous enough to partner with me. We have a lot of fun projects in the future that are coming up. I'm working with them on, but in the meantime, if you want to support them, if you want to support this channel and myself, go and the process, buy yourself some some click clacks, some math click clacks. You can go and use the code KP11. So simply KP and then the number 11 at the end of your checkout to get a nice 10% discount on your dice. And not only do you get a 10% discount on your purchases, I get a 10% cut of the share of the purchase as well. So you support me in the process. So win-win. I get some money, you get some dice, D&D gets money. I think it's a great way to help everybody around. It's a nice little positive feedback loop. And you get shiny little dice that you can hoard. But anyways, that is it for today. Thank you all so much for joining. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And hopefully this was really helpful in either unwinding from the week or preparing you and helping you relax before this coming week, So have fun. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you as always. And I love you all, especially you, Ankit. I see you out there. I want I love you back. Say it, you little bastard, you little punk. I'm going to call you after this, and I'm going to force you to give me an I love you, prick. Anyways, talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody. Love you.